Hey, we're gonna cover a couple topics in this video, including how I turned this painting into this painting, and then my thoughts on what I want my channel to be, and hopefully getting a bit of your input on it. I turned this painting called Portal Back Home into this space painting, and essentially how I did that, the Liquify Tool, and then I just went to town on it. I just swirled around until my heart was content. And while I was using the Liquify Tool, I kind of changed between all the different liquify modes, and I used that to kind of create vague shapes until I got to where I wanted it to be. I kind of already knew that I wanted to make a space related theme, but didn't have a solid plan for this painting. And the reason why I did this was because I usually spend a lot of time planning those paintings, and sometimes I don't really want to plan because I'm an overthinker and I tend to overcomplicate things, and it takes me a very, very long time to get through a painting. So I was just kind of burnt out, kind of at a loss as to what I wanted to paint. I wanted to paint something, I just had no idea, and I honestly didn't even really want to think too hard about it. I have a few comfort subjects that I fall back to whenever I just want to draw something. Space is one of them. I knew that I wanted to kind of do a space painting, but I had no idea of how I wanted to arrange anything, so I just kind of loosely made some shapes and then selected those shapes and pasted them into their own separate layer. That way I could work on each shape individually, and that made the process a lot easier. This approach to painting, it's a pretty common practice where, you know, if you don't know what you want to draw, you just kind of just do stuff until shapes start forming, or like you see shapes that start to form and then you start getting inspired by your random doodles. That's kind of what this was, and it was actually really beneficial, but it was also super relaxing because it took all of the pressure of planning out of the equation. So I was able to just go with the flow. Okay, so now on to the second half of this video. This is going to be talking more about my goals for this channel and maybe getting a little bit of your input on these ideas. The overall vision that I have for my channel is I want it to be a place where you can get some type of entertainment out of my videos. And as of today, I can't really say that my channel meets the exact vision that I want. Like, I'm doing things that I want to do, but it's not really having the impact that I want it to have, and that's because I'm having kind of a hard time figuring out how I want to go about doing some of this. And the biggest sore point are the illustration videos. I absolutely love drawing. I've always loved drawing. I'm not going to stop drawing, nor am I going to stop making illustration videos. That being said, I don't really want every single video to be like talking about the process of a painting. It's I don't know, I think that's valuable occasionally. So for my illustration videos, I want to keep the chatty nature of the illustration videos, and I would like for the chattiness to last the length of the video, because right now there's usually like a lot of dead space in my videos, which is intentional because it's meant to be relaxing, but I guess I want more than just the background music to be the bulk of my video. I want whatever I'm talking about to be relaxing or provide some kind of, you know, comfort or entertainment to anybody that watches my video. And so what I do want my videos to be is I want you watching me draw my paintings the way that you do today. However, instead of me talking about the process of the video, I do want to be more story focused, and that's just like the overall goal of my channel. But specifically for illustrations, I was thinking maybe reading other people's short stories, maybe like creepypastas, or maybe I could go into mythology. Another interesting idea, which would probably have to happen when we grow our community a bit more, user submitted short stories. So like if you're an aspiring writer, or you just have a story that you want to send to me for me to read during a video, that would be very cool. I like that collaboration idea, and obviously I would plaster your name all over the video to give you credit. Like, now, the more exciting portion of my goals for my channel, animation. Woo! I would come up with like some short story ideas and I would animate it. I'm probably gonna do very little to no voice acting in any short story that I create on my own, because I'm going to go for the show instead of tell approach when it comes to any story that I animate. So you're going to get the gist of the plot just by watching. There'll be very little dialogue. Depending on how long you've been subscribed or what part of my content you watch, you will notice that I have technically animated some of my illustrations that I've covered, like the Tree of Chaos illustration, which I have not done a video on yet, but that is coming. I just took my finished illustration and I cut out certain parts and made it move to do like a very elementary animation. Same thing with Cosmic Springs. I animated her hair to flow like this. Some of the neon vibes illustrations, I animated those. But again, the actual drawing isn't particularly animated or animated well. They're just small things like the eyes moving or some breathing, or I added something that wasn't originally in the illustration, like these butterflies, making her blink, you know. But as far as doing legitimate animation from start to finish, I don't really have a whole lot of experience with. I've done, you know, some basic bouncing ball exercises and I played around with a couple things, but I am about as beginner as you can be. While my end goal with animation is to, you know, create amazing fight scenes, make the whole story, make 15 to 30 minute episode, but I am a beginner today. That's probably going to take me at least a year to get to, probably. So that's probably not coming for a while. What you'll see in the near future though will be short animations, maybe like a minute, 5 minutes max probably, that has little to no dialogue. But you'll probably start seeing, especially in my shorts, more animated content. Probably like just little exercises that I do and I'll post it, like a bouncing ball. I'll post that, posting a walking cycle, and then you'll see me slowly progress into more action focused animation, which I already made a short about an action focused animation that I want to do, involving this illustration and this character. I'm gonna make a story, like a short story about that. When? I don't know. I hope I can pump that out in like a month, but we'll see. It might not be until the end of the year before I'm able to actually get that to a place that I'm proud of. Just to recap, as far as the channel goals, illustrations, the input that I want from you is, what should that look like? Do you want me to talk about specific topics? Do you want me to read creepypastas or some mythology? Or do you like the viewer submitted stories? Or do you want a combination of all of the above? And then we talked about animations and my plans for that. There's going to be a gradual build up to high quality animation, but probably over some years, but in the very near future you will see more animation content from me. So you let me know what you think about all this, specifically the illustration videos. Let me know if you have any suggestions or ideas. If there's a specific niche that, you know, you're like, hey, I like watching people illustrate their drawings, but, you know, I really wish there was more of this type of content, or I wish people were talking more about this, or I wish I heard more of these type of stories while watching somebody draw. If that's a niche that I can fill, I'll be more than happy to do it if it's something that I'm interested in doing. But as a new animator or an aspiring animator, I am super open to suggestions for beginner-friendly animation software. You know, these animations that I mentioned earlier, I did all of this. Well, I did these in Procreate. That was a pain. I hated it. Now, I understand that I probably hated Procreate for animation because Procreate is not an animation software. It's an illustration software with a very small animation feature attached to it. So that makes sense that I didn't like it. I have since discovered Adobe Fresco, and I do like that much better. Animation is a very tedious thing to do. I understand that. Like, you're just not going to take the tedium out of animation. However, even with Adobe Fresco, I feel like there's still a better software that could maybe speed up my animation process a little bit. I am considering trying out Procreate Dream since it's pretty affordable and it's a one-time fee, but I am still open to any other software recommendations that anyone might have, so feel free to drop that down in the comments. If it's relevant, I work mostly on my iPad, but I am comfortable with trying out desktop applications. But yeah, that kind of ends the rambling for today. If you liked what I talked about in this video and you are interested in where this channel is going to go, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, or just leaving a nice little comment. As usual, this illustration is available for purchase if you want to show your support. If you like just traditional art prints like canvas or poster or prints, you can find them on my imprint shop. If you want metal posters, you can go to my display shop using the links in the description. But even if you don't want to do any of those things, at the very least, relax if you need to, be productive if you need to. Either way, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!